Hi, folks. Welcome back. This is Trump. Don't be scared. It's okay. This is Hitler. What did he do to you? Did he give you the finger? Show me on the doll where Hitler touched you. We just recently had Richard Spencer did an alt-right conference where he said, "Hail Trump" at the end. Hail Trump. H-A-I-L, by the way. It goes back to Hail Caesar. It wasn't a Zeke Heil thing, although a smattering of alt-right guys did. Very rude. Don't approve. Not nuts about Zeke Heiling. Not nuts about this guy, jerk. I've always said if I go back in time, I could go up to his crib when he was a baby and I'd say, you jerk, I hate you. I'm punching him right now. I think that what happened there was they were aware of the irony of Hail and Heil, and they were Zeke Heiling, maybe some of them were anti-Semitic. Maybe they were sick of political correctness and being ashamed of everything. The point is, it's not a pattern, okay? This is a very esoteric group out in the... You're talking about the most esoteric part of an esoteric group. Way, way, way out there. From center on, it's just people who don't like the government. And they say, it's Trump. These are Trump supporters that are Nazis. We have to disavow them. Disavow who? 5 nerds? But Trump shouldn't disavow them because he shouldn't recognize that's a thing. Obama should have disavowed Black Lives Matter. What did they say? They said, what do we want? Dead cops. When do we want them now? They got dead cops. That is incendiary speech that led to violence. That's hate speech by definition. But we didn't talk about that. So the left refuses to disavow their extremists, and it's demanded that we disavow our extremists, even though our extremists hate us. They hate me. They hate that I work for Ezra Levant and I'm a race mixer and I made a bunch of visible minorities. Meanwhile, people who like this guy, this is Fidel Castro. I have a tattoo of this gentleman. People who like this guy are good. Have you seen Venezuela? Would you like to know what happens to you in Cuba? Would you like to know what Che Guevara did to homosexuals and people he didn't like? It was fascist. Socialism is bad. So your Bernie Sanders guy is the guy you should be worrying about, not this guy that doesn't exist. And this guy has nothing to do with this guy. In fact, I would argue this guy is more like this. He's Sid Vicious. He's anti-establishment. Hillary was a good example of the only time we get to use the biggest word in the English language, which is anti-disestablishmentarianism. This guy, this anti-establishment guy, this anti-disestablishment guy, is not a politician. He's coming out of nowhere, rebooting the system. I feel the same way about Maggie Thatcher and Reagan. They were the punkest presidents. But there's this stuff going on with my friends and my other Trump supporters where we're in the doghouse. Even my wife was mad at me. She wouldn't look at me for about 2 days, and then she hugs me the other day, maybe 4 days after the election. She goes, "I forgive you." And I go, "Forgive me for making America great again?" And then she recoils in horror and goes, "Oh!" Like I ruined the moment. No, you ruined the moment. You lost. I'm the winner. If you had a MAGA hat on November 7th, you're a mentally ill Nazi, according to the general populace. But I assumed on November 10th, people would just recognize, I'm your boss now. I won. And apology accepted. Not, I'm apologizing. My brother's been in the same situation. He was in the doghouse. He slept on the couch, even though he won. And he's Canadian. He can't vote. But I've been having friends break up with me. And this is very common. Michael Goodman at the New York Times talked about this. I'll get to that later. But we keep getting these guys let go from their liberal friends. And I know we wouldn't do that because we didn't do that with Obama. We just went, oh, for crying out loud, get down from that telephone pole screaming your head off after the election. You didn't win. He's not a hero. But the thing I've noticed about the pattern with these breakups is, like my buddy recently, this is a guy I've known for 10 years. Our families went on vacation together, good friend, and every time we talked to each other, politics was not a thing. He adopted a black kid. Race never came up once. I would send him a picture of the dishwasher, which my wife stacks very poorly, and go, how are you washing something where the butt of the bowl is towards the jets? That was our thing, and I kind of liked that I had an apolitical friend. And then he texted me the other day, and he goes, I think we both know what's coming. We came to that point we know we would get to, and I jokingly said, wait, are you dumping me? And, I'm serious, but I'm using a jokey vernacular. And he goes, yeah, I think it's a deal breaker. And here's what is incredible about that incident. besides the fact that it hurt my feelings, and feelings matter. The dismissal was very, you know what you've done. What you've done was horrible. It's sort of like if you were having an affair with a 14-year-old and everyone would go, well, you're clearly not invited to Thanksgiving. You're a disgusting pervert. And if that was the case, you would go, but I love her. What we have is special. But you'd know that you're a disgusting pervert pedophile and you'd accept that you're not invited to things. That's not what happened with me. I chose a candidate based on the history and the culture of the situation we're in and used data. If you want to debate it, I would love to debate it. Please have the actual sentence he said ready and why it's factually inaccurate. I probably could come up with way more than you. But I realized the tone that they have is because they see the movie as see the world as the TV miniseries V from 1983. And I actually went out and I got this doll. Oh my God, this cost me $40. I got this doll of V. And this is the guy in V. Now, V is a miniseries where seemingly nice people come down and they turn out to be reptiles. And people join them. Earthlings join them and go, I can't wait to be part of the visitors. V for visitor. This is awesome. I can't wait to hang out. And they go, no, don't go near them. They're lizard people. They're evil.
Honored to announce that beginning tomorrow,
these are the rebels, the DNC fighting back against Trump. That's a good priest. Now! He grabs a gun from a cake. Those are the Trump supporters in the red. Psoo, psoo, psoo. Shooting posters, that's actually quite relevant, you know, censoring propaganda. Psoo, 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 psoo. That's how they see us. So when we wear these red uniforms, they go, I think you know what was coming. We're clearly breaking up. You joined the visitors. Uh-oh. And then we have Steve Bannon. You're dead. Awesome black guy. He gives him a roundhouse kick. Drop him, buddy. I'm a nice old lady. Even God is mad. And then she grabs Steve Bannon and she goes, he's a Nazi. He's worse than a Nazi. He's a lizard. It's not science fiction, she says, in a TV miniseries that's science fiction. Look, I'm not a visitor, okay? I don't have a green lizard head. This is not, you can peel away at my face. I'm still the same guy. If you want to break up, we have to talk about it. And that brings me to Michael Goodwin's article in the New York Post where he talked about this trend going on where everyone's getting dumped for daring to, sorry, it's here. And he's talking about the way FDR's supporters were seen. And they got the exact same sort of your evil, disgusting, rabble-rouser, garbage, Nazis, visitors, and you're all the same. Like Irish potatoes, more noxious growths were the city delegations. Tammany's full-blown ward healers, mixed from Brooklyn and Boston, hybrids from Chicago, lusty bumpkins from Texas, Oklahoma and Louisiana, and drooping, gone-to-seed specimens from the country roadsides. That's 1932. That's how they have FDR supporters. And it's what we're getting from not just New York and LA, but our wives, our friends. My cousin's coming over for Thanksgiving. He's in the doghouse too. So we're both going to have to go smoke cigars in my office away from the ladies that will bitch about the fact that they married a lizard guy. Anyway, Michael Goodwin ends it much nicer than I could, and he manages to not swear. He says, minus the flair, speaking about how they described FDR supporters, that's pretty much how the New York Times, MSNBC, and this year's version of Time described Trump supporters. They lied to you. Liberals are lying to you. Trans kids, if you're killing yourself because a Nazi's in power, you're killing yourself because you were lied to. Get mad at the liars. If you must be angry at them, Michael Goodwin says in the New York Post. They are the great deceivers, and they haven't stopped. You are better people than that. Declare your independence from partisan propaganda and go see for yourselves the truth about America. For its sake and yours, this is not American. Hi, folks. That was a Rebel Media short. I have my own show on Rebel Media called How's It Going? You got to pay for that one. Check it out right here.